Hello everyone, and greetings to you all in the name of the Father, Son and Holy Spirit. It is indeed my delight to share with you on the occasion of your celebrations of the 150th anniversary of the martyrdom of Bishop John Coleridge Patteson, the first martyr of the Anglican Church of Melanesia. May I convey to you our love and prayers, especially acknowledging the presence of His Grace, the Archbishop of Canterbury, the Most Reverend Justin and Caroline Welby, the Bishop of Exeter, the Right Reverend Robert Atwell, and the Bishop Suffragan of Crediton, Bishop Mark Rylance, members of MMUK, and all supporters and friends of Melanesia. Today we give glory and honor, dominion and praise in thanksgiving to God for Bishop John Coleridge Patteson, who in a time of great uncertainty answered the call of God and exchanged his English comfort for Melanesian hostile life. He exchanged his secular high living for the humble call to servanthood. Bishop Patteson came to Melanesia as a young priest. He was ordained as a deacon in 1853, and in 1854 he was priested in this very cathedral. After saying his heartwarming goodbye to his aging father in Fennyton, he left England in 1855 with Bishop Selwyn and Mrs. Selwyn. In 1856, Bishop Selwyn and the Reverend Patteson made their first visit to the islands of Vanuatu and the Solomon Islands from Auckland. In 1861, Bishop Selwyn formed the Missionary Diocese of Melanesia under the province of New Zealand, and the Reverend Patteson was consecrated our first bishop. The area was vast, covering New Caledonia, Vanuatu, and the Solomon Islands. It consists mainly of islands in widespread endless seas. Ideally, the mission needed many laborers, for the harvest was large. However, in those days, one needs that extra dedication to serve in Melanesia. Bishop Patteson gave it all, including his dear life. And yet, like a single seed that falls on the ground and dies, it is yielding great harvest. Many missionaries, including 8 missionary bishops, followed after him. And in fact, the first 2 Melanesian bishops were consecrated while Melanesia was still a missionary diocese, fulfilling his prophecy of Melanesians becoming their own bishops, priests, and teachers. In 1975, Melanesia was inaugurated as a separate province from New Zealand. Bishop John Chisholm, an Australian priest, became the first Archbishop of the province, but sadly he died not long afterwards. He was succeeded by the first Melanesian Archbishop. From 1975 until now, the Church has since grown under 7 successive archbishops. We now have 9 dioceses, 7 in Solomon Islands and 2 in Vanuatu, under the leadership of 9 bishops and assistant bishop. In the recent population census, ACOM has more than 30% of the Solomon Islands population. Let me now return to Bishop Patteson. Bishop Patteson was truly Melanesian-oriented. He was a perfectly gifted linguist. He spoke 4 Melanesian languages and 16 others well enough to preach in them. He ate with our people, bore their hostile life, shared our cultures, and regularly entrusted his entire life into the hands of the locals. His was the sole purpose of evangelizing Melanesians, to be clothed and in their right mind and sitting at the foot of the cross. In claiming his life through martyrdom, we claimed him as our own forever. Though this may sound unpleasant, he is one of us. He is not just our pioneer, but our brother and our son. He is Melanesian by the gospel forever. His name is becoming a household name. Along that line, friends, the 150th anniversary celebration is highly worthy, a significant honor to the servant of God for his huge sacrifice for the church and the gospel. It has been long 150 years since his martyrdom in 1871 on the island of Nukapu, and yet he remains afresh throughout Akom today. In Akom, we have deferred our anniversary celebrations to 2022 due to the ongoing pandemic. However, a mini celebration will coincide with the General Synod in November this year. That will bring representatives from the dioceses, but possibly not from Manawatu. Some dioceses are also planning their own celebrations this year, especially the Diocese of Te Motu, which hosts the martyrdom. Unfortunately, Akom is yet to build a church building significantly reverent to its owner. Several church buildings have been built on the martyrdom site, but they are way off to match Bishop Patterson's reputation and honor to his huge and selfless contribution to what Melanesia and Akom is today. The legacy of Bishop Patterson lives on through mission and education. A lot of church buildings are dedicated to him, and a number of schools were named after him. Our only theological college, which will soon be turned into a university, is also named after him. Each year on the 20th September, these communities, schools and college, commemorate the feast of Bishop Patterson's martyrdom. He is fondly remembered with affection as we retell his stories during the commemoration or in religious studies in schools. These celebrations are evangelistic opportunities in the Anglican Church of Melanesia. His method of evangelism of taking away boys for education and training is still on today, but now we are doing it mostly at home and less on exceptional cases. To be precise, the selfless labor of Bishop Patterson, Bishop Selwyn, and many other missionaries in those days brought the church in Melanesia to what it is today. They were the first segment of the long unbroken chain of missionaries who laid the first bricks that we continue to build on today. While most of Bishop Patterson's missionary work were recorded, others were not recorded. Last month I visited the southern region of the Diocese of Malaita. I stopped over at a village where Bishop Patterson went ashore and walked in lands up a hill to meet the people. He preached to the villagers there, presented his Bible as a gift to them, and took away 3 boys from that village. The people, however, did not pick up the Bible and was left to rot on the ground. The place where he stood and preached and left his Bible is until today kept sacred and holy. On the island of Nukapu, the metal cross to his honor remains today on the spot of his martyrdom. The words on the cross which reads, "His life was taken by men for whom he would have gladly given it," sums up Bishop Patterson's love for the people of Melanesia. The cross correlates to the Melanesian cross with the Mother of Pearl inlay in the Lady Chapel of Bishop Patterson in the church at Fenitun. There is a plan to host a reconciliation between Akom through the people of Nukapu or Te Motu and the relatives of Bishop Patterson. We believe a reconciliation is vitally important, not to shade questions on his martyrdom, but it is a gesture worth doing. Finally, friends, may I wish you all once again a wonderful celebration. I am so sorry that we cannot be together during these celebrations due to the pandemic. But in spirit, we are so much together. I acknowledge your continuous support to Akom, in which you continue to enliven the legacy of Bishop Patterson. He may have been martyred, but his mission succeeds through your mission and support to Melanesia today. On our part, we continue to stand and shine forth as testimonies to the faith Bishop Patterson planted in Melanesia. It is an assurance that Bishop Patterson's martyrdom was not in vain, because it continually yields greater harvest. Like the mission of Christ, through his death, Bishop Patterson's mission continues even in death. Happy celebrations, and may God enrich you with his many blessings. Be assured of our prayers, as we know too well you do for us. Thank you, and may God bless you and keep you with his love. The Lord be